The voice in the fire fades. Smoke curls upward, twisting like thought itself, vanishing into the sky. And for the first time, humanity looks not into the flame, but beyond it. Above us, 1,000 lights burn against the dark. Each one a mystery, patient and distant, each one watching. And in those lights, we begin to see patterns, faces, paths, destinies. The mind that once found gods in fire now begins to write them across the heavens. The sky becomes scripture, the stars, our reflection. The ancients called it the firmament, a vast ceiling between heaven and earth. But it was more than sky. It was imagination stretched to infinity. When we could no longer hear the gods, we began to see them. Every dawn was rebirth, every sunset, death. The sky became the stage where eternity played out the story of the soul. We traced meaning into the constellations, the hunter, the serpent, the mother, the throne. And in doing so, we mapped our own emotions onto the cosmos. Love became Venus, war became Mars, wisdom, Jupiter, and the unknowable vastness, that was God. We had turned the mind outward, painting its dreams upon the canvas of the universe. But what we were truly building was a mirror. Every star was a neuron of thought, every constellation a memory. The heavens became a brain made of fire, a map of consciousness seen from above. When the priests of Babylon charted the planets, when the Magi read omens in the sky, when the Egyptians aligned pyramids to Orion, they were all searching for order in the reflection. The sky was not just where the gods lived, it was where we remembered them. In Mesopotamia, the heavens were carved into 7 layers, each ruled by a planet, each echoing a part of the soul. To ascend those heavens was to purify the self, to rise through knowledge and light. The Greeks saw the same pattern, 7 wandering lights against the fixed stars. They called them the planets, and imagined each one as a deity shaping human fate. To look upward was to look inward. The movement of Jupiter and Mars was not mere astronomy. It was psychology written in the stars. Every temple, every city, every throne was aligned to the heavens. Our civilizations became extensions of the cosmic body. The ziggurat, the pyramid, the cathedral, each one built to mirror the layers of heaven and the ascent of the soul. From the dust of the earth we built stairways to eternity, and at their summit we placed our gods, bright reflections of our highest thoughts. But the higher we looked, the further we drifted from the ground beneath our feet. Heaven became perfection, earth became exile, and humanity began to live divided between what is and what should be. The mind that once saw the sacred in all things now saw it only above. The stars became not mirrors, but masters. We read in them our destinies and forgot that we were the ones who wrote them there. Still, the pattern held. We built worlds within worlds, each mirroring the same cosmic design. Heaven above, earth below, the underworld beneath. 3 layers, birth, life, death. A trinity written in stars and soil. It was never meant to enslave us, only to remind us that we are part of the same great pattern. But over time, the map became mistaken for the territory, and we began to worship the pattern itself. From Egypt's Duat to Plato's celestial spheres, from the Hebrew heavens to the Hindu Brahmanda, the same structure echoed across time, a cosmos alive, intelligent, sacred, and within it, the soul, a spark fallen from the divine flame, seeking to rise again. The heavens were no longer only out there. They were within us, waiting to be remembered. Every astrologer who studied the sky was also studying consciousness. Every priest who spoke of ascent and descent was describing the inner motion of awakening. We became explorers of the invisible. The night sky was our first mirror of infinity, a reflection so vast we mistook it for the mind of God. But if the sky was the mirror of mind, then what happened when we saw our reflection not only as divine, but divided? The heavens taught us order, but they also taught us hierarchy. If the gods ruled above, then humanity belonged below. Power descended from heaven, and those who claimed to speak for the heavens became rulers of the earth. Myth became monarchy. Faith became law. The stars that once inspired wonder now enforced obedience. And so began a new kind of worship, not of gods, but of systems. Yet even then, beneath the weight of empires and religions, the old truth still whispered through the constellations. Every rising sun, every eclipse, every turning of the seasons was the universe reminding us, what happens above happens within. The cosmos was not a kingdom, it was a mirror, and what we saw written there was the story of ourselves. But the mirror can only reflect what it is shown. And when fear entered the human heart, the heavens began to darken. The bright order of stars became shadowed by myth, gods warring in the sky, angels falling from light, serpents devouring the sun. We had mapped our minds onto the cosmos, and our chaos followed. The gods no longer spoke through fire or wind. They ruled through thunder and storm. Creation became conflict. Heaven became divided. And so the next chapter begins, not of light but of shadow. Because when we gave the divine a voice, we also gave it doubt. And in that doubt, the first adversary was born.